What's good, Raider Nation? Spicy Raider Girl here with Chris. Welcome to the Spicy Shield Talk. We have Stu with us tonight, and we are going to talk about the Super Bowl of maybe some of your nightmares. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the show, everybody. We've had a few days to digest the outcome of the Super Bowl. Probably most of our worst nightmares, as we talked about. It is a rematch of the 2020 Super Bowl, but does this one sting a little bit more, Raider Nation, because of the venue of which this game is being held? So we're going to let you vent. It's a call-in show. We're going to let you vent. Tell us how you feel. Tell us if you're going to be watching. And most importantly, we want to know, who would you rather? We're going to get into who you would rather right here. And we're going to bring in Stu for this one because we want his take too. Stu, welcome to the show.
What up, Stu?
Oh, hey, what's going on? Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. Great to see you guys. So what's
Thanks for being here. We are going to dive right into it. Elephant in the room, if you will. Who would you rather? And you have to choose. You guys have to choose one or the other. I know who I'm going for. Chris, Stu, who you guys going with?
I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Kansas City, because I always like, for instance, when it gets to bowl games, I want all the Big Ten schools to win, right? So when you talk about the AFC West, I want the AFC West. Forget the NFC, forget the NFC, forget the 49ers. I'm gonna rock with a team that and really, I mean, shit. Think about the last time we played them, we won, right? So I'd love to have a team that wins a Super Bowl.
We beat them.
Team that we won and represent the AFC West, man.
Okay, all right. I didn't know what to expect, but I wasn't expecting that answer. Chris, what do you got? Who you got?
Me personally, I would say probably the Niners, man. I mean, just because I can't go for a division team, at the end of the day.
That's how Ohio State fans are right there. That's how Ohio State fans.
That's the thing, because I never believe in that. Just when going for your conference, and like, honestly, again, I'm a Michigan fan and I want Ohio State to lose every game. I don't care who they play. I don't care if they play in Bowling Green. And plus, and it might be.
That's right. You're a Michigan fan. That's right.
Yeah. But the crazy thing is, and it might be because I don't live in California. Like, I don't have that hate for the 49ers. Like, probably someone like Spicy does. Like people who live there. Like, I don't think about the 49ers at all. So like, I hate everyone in our division, and I hate the Steelers. Those are like my ops right there.
Fair enough. Yeah, I would say for me, so yes, I think it's much an Oakland Raider, Bay Area Raider, if you will, to have, or to even think of the 49ers as a rival, right? Because they are in a different conference. Yeah. I think if you ask a lot of LA Raiders fans, they're probably like, we don't even consider them a rival.
Yeah.
They're not in our conference. We don't really play them. It's not the Battle of the Bay, if you will. But for me, I'm with you, Chris. I think the Chiefs being in that rivalry for so long, I think it's more of a rivalry than the 49ers. But really, at the end of the day, besides my disdain for the Chiefs, I mean, I don't want to be a hater to the Bay Area. I represent the Bay. I love the Bay Area. I love San Francisco. You know what I mean? If anything, honestly, I just like their fans the most. They're the most fair-weathered and the most annoying. So it's kind of like I want to root for the city, but then I have to feel like the obnoxious fans in the Bay Area, who'd never come out to play until they have a winning record.
Right.
So like, that part I'm a little bit torn on, but if I got to pick, I got to go with the 49ers.
I also let me also add on to the fact that I was a Patrick Mahomes fan back when he was a sophomore. I don't remember who they were playing in a bowl game at Texas Tech, and I said,
"Oh, he went crazy."
Yeah, I said this dude's gonna be really good. Along with that, George Karlaftis, the defensive end for Kansas City in his second year. I know his entire family. You know, they go to he went to the same high school my kids are going to be going to. I know his fiance. I know his fiance's family. They're very close friends of ours. So I have more ties with Kansas City. And then, I mean, looking at the 49ers, I do like Kittle because he is an Iowa dude, you know, a Big Ten guy. And then obviously McCaffrey, I got to represent. I have to represent skilled position white players. You know what I mean? So for him to be able to do what he's doing is phenomenal. And then Jalen Graham is another Purdue guy who was a safety from Detroit, from Michigan, had a great career here at Purdue, who plays for the 49ers. But again, I want to bring prestige to our league, because when we are the winners of our division, that just shows it's better for us, right? So I always like the fact of bringing as many championships as we can to our division, because then when we win it, it gives us a little more credibility.
I like that. I think that's good logic. You know, you're thinking very logically, which I don't think a lot of fans do. Raiders fans in particular.
Is that a surprise? And then I'm thinking logically.
No. Well, no, it's not a surprise that you think logically. But my next point was going to be that I feel like a lot of fans don't. But you're more than a fan, so it makes more sense that you do. Fans, I think, typically don't, especially Raiders fans. You know, they're not using a lot of logic when it comes to making, you know, types of opinions, if you will. But sure. I definitely want to get into the chat and say what's up to the chat. Also, if you're playing along with us tonight, the drinking game alert is Super Bowl. Every time we say Super Bowl, you know what to do. Drink, toke, or twerk. Let's get into some of these people that are in here.
What was it? Drink or twerk?
Drink, toke, or twerk.
See, don't get Stu started. We don't want no twerking out of you, Stu.
You can toke. If you're not a smoker, you can twerk.
I'm not a twerker, I guess.
Well, that's why there's options. That's why there's options.
Yeah, that's why you can drink or you can toke.
Right.
When you say Super Bowl,
for everyone. Every time we say Super Bowl. All right. Wes Craven in the building. What's up? West Coast Wednesday love. Thanks for joining us. We'll start it off with the Raiders. We know we always end like that, but we can start it like that too. Raiders. We always represent, and you know that's right. Mother Moon says, unfortunately, this is not a dream nor a nightmare. Okay, she unaffected by the situation, it seems. Fishing Game, I say they're in our house, in our city, state, and Raider Nation will be in the area and coming to their party. Well, we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens.
That you have the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Super Bowl in Vegas. That's just like, what the?
But hold on, though. Let me ask you guys this.
I really want to get into that. Tell me.
Let me ask y'all this, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, a bigger nightmare would have been fucking Chiefs versus Saints. That would have been a bigger nightmare for me.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there was no way of.
What are the odds of that, though? I mean, come on.
But I'm just saying. Imagine Derek Carr.
Imagine it. It would have never happened.
Oh my! I would have lost my shit.
Why would you, Chris? Why would you even bring into that fucking scenario? Why would you?
We're talking about nightmares, man. We're talking about nightmares. That's the ultimate.
Okay. All right. I mean, I would say definitely yes. That would be much worse than Brock Purdy being quarterback, having represented the NFC, having DC come in, and that would be
yeah. David Carr behind. Oh God,
that was never going to happen. Now you're literally just speaking nonsense.
Okay, well, what he said was that would be the ultimate nightmare, and that
right,
ultimate,
right. Yeah, I guess. I guess really like Derek Carr making the Super Bowl in there. Yeah, for sure. The opponent maybe wouldn't even have mattered at that point, right?
Yeah.
What'd you say? Wait, what was that?
I said Derek Carr making the Super Bowl this year and playing there would have been the ultimate nightmare, maybe, and maybe the opponent wouldn't have even have mattered. Maybe just that alone.
I bet you in his mind that was his whole thing. Like, oh man, I'm gonna try to get to the fucking loss.
I know.
Just be able to sit there and like, yeah, fuck you, did not work out. Wah, wah, wah.
Now I want to get your opinion on this, guys, and the chat as well. And maybe I know, Stu, you were an Oakland Raider. You played in the Coliseum, so you might have a little attachment to it. Chris, I think you're a little removed from the city love, if you will. So I think you definitely have a different opinion about it. For me, I just think it's so ironic that the Raiders, I get all the politics behind it. We don't need to go into all of that. I get it. But that the Raiders would move hoping the grass is greener on the other side. And then what happens? Probably one of the worst scenarios that could have been asked for with the two teams that are going to be in their facilities, in their locker room, in their stadium. How do you guys feel about that? Does that make it worse?
No, I want to say this. You know what, though? I like it. I do, because you know what? Them players, this should hurt.
Oh, gotta hurt. Yeah.
They should be sitting there. They should be sitting there going, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, are we really going to let this type of, like, this scenario as a player fuel you through that offseason and through training camp and to say, you know what, man, we are never going to let anything like this ever happen again. So I like it because
motivational.
Again, yeah, it's a deal where those guys should be going, they should be fucking irate. And that's good fuel going into the offseason.
I mean, to see this in one end zone and 49ers in the other end zone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, as a Raiders player, those guys, I guarantee you this. I guarantee you Mark and AP, them motherfuckers are fuming. Fuming. I know Rob Ryan's fucking... I bet you Rob Ryan's going to be going out there and pissing on that fucking. knowing Robbo.
Hold on, let's cut to some live footage. No, I kid.
I think it's a good. I think it's a good little stinger on the players, and I'm not. Believe me, I think we did the best that we could do this season, and I was happy with the way they played everything. But again, you always got to kind of have something to, because there's those days where you don't, it's just tough, right? You know what I mean? And to have that little bit of, remember when we saw Kansas City in our practice facilities, in our locker rooms?
Right.
Yeah. That's,
now,
like
how
literally.
do you think that works with the locker room? Because we've been told when we've taken the tour, you can't stand on the shield. The players don't even stand on the shield. Do they block that out?
Oh,
do
man.
they take the carpet out? Do they cover it?
I'm gonna say that I guarantee you they'll use Las Vegas's UNLV's locker room.
Yeah, they got their own.
I was wondering that.
Yeah, I mean there's multiple locker rooms in that stadium.
Right.
They are not going to be allowed to even come
in the main one.
Into the Raiders locker room. You can guarantee that.
Yeah, I was wondering because obviously they're using the Chiefs are using the Raiders training facility. The 49ers are using the UNLV facilities. So I was wondering how that would work. So you think that they're going to both be in the college locker rooms for this game, or just one?
Whoever I guess whoever's the home team will probably be in UNLV's, and then whoever's the away team will just be in the away team.
In a way.
Yeah, they're fuck no, they ain't gonna.
Yeah, that's a good point. That would be crazy. They would be stepping all on the shield and shit.
I can only imagine the videos and the fucking no way.
That'd be.
Well, we'll know because the media is always pretty intrusive, so they're not gonna skip a beat. So we'll know fairly well into it.
There's no way, Mark. There's multiple locker rooms in that arena.
Yeah.
Right. Most definitely. Unfortunately, though, people are complaining that the stadium's going to be completely red, but I got to throw it out there. That's nothing new.
Nothing new.
That's nothing new, unfortunately. This is from, I believe this is from the
Our home
49ers
game.
Which
Yeah.
one? What game was it?
Which game was this? This was this the beginning of
It
the
was this
season?
year.
This year,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
it was this year. Yep.
That's fake. There's no fucking. That's fake.
That
That-
actually, it
that's
might
not
be a
the
little
team.
exaggerated, but I was there at the game, and it was.
That looks. There's no fucking. That's a Raiders game.
Yeah,
Hell no, that is fucking edited like a motherfucker.
They may have changed the saturation levels a little bit.
That
but
is hell no.
hey, but on
Fuck
TV, it does look bad though. It does look bad on
What
TV.
Yeah.
game was
I
that?
actually
saw
think that
Zamir
is
White
fake.
on what game was that?
That
Yeah,
is a 49ers game, and I think that's embellished. But I was there. There was a lot of red. I actually don't think there was that much red.
Preseason
It was
game?
about 75% or so.
Was that the preseason game?
This particular shot, I don't know. I think it is Photoshop because this is like the only
That
shot
was
there
this
is.
year, right? We played
Yeah.
that in the preseason game, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the alumni weekend. There's no fuck. I was at that game. It did not. It didn't look nothing like that. That's fucked up. So fuck that. We beat the shit out of the 49ers in that game too. By the way. So,
We did.
yeah.
We did.
So whoever sent that to you, that's some bullshit.
Let's see what else we got. Let's cut back to some of these comments here. Yeah, we know we just playing around here, Daniel. He said it's Photoshop. It'll be a real one next Sunday, unfortunately. Angela says this will be the last time we see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Salute for the next few years because the West is coming and the Raiders will be contenders in 24 and 5. We like it.
Absolutely.
We like it. I like
I
this.
agree with that.
Shove
I
the
agree
Chiefs
with
in the
that.
closet. There you go. They should be used to it with their old ass stadium. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm telling you, I saw a post game interview. I'm like, they still have them fucking that terrible ass away team locker room in Kansas City Stadium, Arrowhead or whatever with them.
I saw that.
Terrible.
Good ass fucking lockers and yeah, dude,
It looked like a DIY situation.
yeah. I did hear that. I think I know the old 49ers stadium was it what they call
Candlestick.
it?
Candlestick.
Candlestick.
But whatever it was, their away locker room was very bad. But I heard ours in the Coliseum was fucking really bad, really, really, really bad.
Oh, you
So,
never went in there?
I never went in there. No.
No.
I don't
All the because didn't they say like Al Davis used to like turn the heat on or some shit in
probably. Hell yeah.
Al's the real reason behind the sewage leak.
Yeah, well, I know the issues we had with our locker room.
yeah, you
so
you know imagine theirs.
Yeah.
What was the home team locker room like in the Coliseum compared to
Well,
other?
You know, I mean, we had to go up in the guts of it was a ways up there to get to our locker room. And it was, again, like I said, you know, when it would rain or if too many people were pissing above us or whatever, we had to have trash cans collect like the rainwater and shit in
That
there.
is
I mean,
crazy.
it was nice. I mean, we had I
Oh,
remember
nice.
we had the black and gray checkered, you know, on the floor or whatever, and it was big, and the showers were good. The training room was big enough. I mean, it definitely. I guess I'm trying to think of comparing it to like the Lions locker room when I played for the
Yeah.
Lions or like the Giants. The locker room was decent. I mean, it was decent. It was decent.
He said that. He said
But
that
I mean,
was nice.
Again, like we had to go way. I mean, it was like these stairwells up to get to like where we were at. You know what I'm saying? So
That's crazy.
yeah, it was definitely a walk.
A hike. The hike. See, Myra, she understands. Spicy, if they're not from the Bay, they don't understand how annoying Winers fans are and the level of bandwagon fans. No one can appreciate the Battle of the Bay like we do. It's so true. Like, they come out. I see them all around now. Like I haven't seen them all season, and now they're all
like, where
around.
they been?
It's the same. It's the same, honestly, with the Golden State Warriors fans. I don't follow the Warriors, but I'm assuming they're not doing well because I haven't seen a Warriors fan in like a year. That's my gauge of how I know if they're doing well or not.
My boy Draymond's been fucking everybody up.
Draymond's wild.
Well, am I right though? I haven't seen a Warriors fan. It must mean they're not doing well.
That's the same way in Kansas City, though. I mean, think about I didn't see Kansas City fans until Mahomes got there. And So I mean, that's
I mean, and what happened to all the Patriot fans that used to be around? You don't see them anymore.
No, not at all. No,
yeah,
not at all.
You don't see them anymore at all.
But maybe I don't live there, so I wouldn't expect to see them. Like I would expect to see. I would expect to see 49ers fans during the season, but I don't see them until they've got
especially living out there.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, anywho, do you remember that at all, Stu, being in Oakland, or no?
The Battle of the Bay, absolutely.
No. I mean, like the 49ers fans either being present or not, depending on their record.
They were probably trash. They were bad back then, though, weren't they? When you were playing?
We always played them in the preseason, right?
Yeah.
That was
the
always
last piece of the game.
But then in 2006, we did play them in San Francisco, and they ended up beating us.
Who was there?
Frank Gore,
Gore.
Arnaz Battle. Who else did they have?
JJ Stokes. Was T.O. there?
Stokes. I don't.
Was T.O. Was T.O. there?
No, because T.O. was because we played Philadelphia in 2005, and T.O. was on Philly then.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he was
already gone.
Okay.
Wait, so you never played a Candlestick? You never played a Candlestick?
Yeah, no. I played my first.
Okay, that's what I thought.
My first professional football game as a Raider. My first preseason game in 2004 was the Battle of the Bay in San Francisco. So I played there. I think I played there 2 or 3 times. I know twice. I played there 3 times. Twice in the preseason and once in the regular season.
What was that like? That place was a hard place to watch a sporting event, I thought.
I mean, it was a stadium. I mean, it didn't. I mean, the fans, I didn't think they were anything. They weren't rude or anything. I thought they were pretty nice fans, I guess, So, I mean, it was just it was just a stadium. I mean.
Yeah, it was especially bad for baseball, I think. Probably more so for baseball than football.
Are you talking about Candlestick?
Candlestick, yeah.
Are you talking about the Coliseum?
Candlestick.
Oh, Candlestick.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they hadn't. So that was a dual stadium because I know they had their new stadium. That's been around for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, their new stadium. But that didn't come around until more. Well, yeah, a while, 20 years or something.
When did they split from Candlestick?
2008 or 10, I think.
No. Because the Giants had their stadium.
2003. No. Hold on. Let me think about this. 2000,
probably.
2003, somewhere in there.
No. So Myra Crabtree wasn't on the 49ers. He was still in college at that. He was still at Texas Tech at that time. He was still at Texas Tech.
That was like what? Anquan Bolden, maybe. Was Anquan?
No, Anquan Bolden was with the Ravens. Like I said, it was Arnaz Battle was the receiver.
2000.
Alex Smith. Like I said, Frank Gore.
Yeah, I was trying to think who the receivers were.
Who the fuck did they? I'm trying to think of who their tight end would have been.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, fuck them.
I don't remember them being good.
Yes, dude. So it was 2000 when they broke off. So you got drafted in 2004. So yeah, you missed the dual part of it.
Yeah. That dual stadium shit sucks. That shit sucks. That shit sucks. That baseball field. It's just
that shit probably hurt, man.
No, I was like playing. I mean, it was like playing on concrete, man. It was. They had to water it just to make it a little bit softer. And I always wanted to cheer. I always wanted to cheer for the A's, but the sooner they got out,
then you can cover it up.
put the grass down. So
and they actually they did fairly well in the years that you were there.
They did. No, they were all right. They were all right.
Yeah.
They were all right. That was weird. I never saw any A's player out ever. None.
Really?
None at all. I would see some of the Warriors once in a while. Not too often. And then the 49ers, they kind of hung out by like San Jose area down there. But Vernon Davis, he'd always be in downtown ceremony. Mainly the spot where we would usually go would be in San Francisco. I mean, we'd go to Oakland once in a while, but we'd mainly go to San Francisco. And the only 49ers player I ever saw would be Vernon Davis. He always used to meet up with us. Him and Michael Huff were pretty close. They were pretty good friends. Okay. Yeah, he'd always come out, but never saw like any Sharks players, never saw any A's, never saw any Giants. I'm not sure where those guys hung out at. If they even did hang out, I'm not sure. But I know we were always out in San Francisco, or even San Jose or Oakland, or San Leandro, Dublin.
And you were in Alameda, right? When you were in Oakland, or you played for the Raiders in Oakland, you stayed in Alameda,
I lived right down on. I lived right off of Harbor Bay Parkway, where our practice
facility was.
Yeah, there was a little neighborhood right over there, and for the first year, I rode my bike to work. I drove right on Harbor Bay Parkway. I could see the Bay Bridge, and
nice.
It was nice. It was really nice. Very nice. A lot of play. I want to say when I was there, Sam Williams, Justin Fargas, Kirk Morrison, Andrew Walters. I'm trying to think of lived all in this, and Nnamdi Asomugha lived right across the street from him, and Zach Crockett lived just in the neighborhood right across. But there's probably about 10 or 11 guys that lived
right there,
right in that little area. Yeah.
Nice. Stu, we have a question for you here from Cowtown Luda. Yo, Stu, if we hire Kubiak as OC, do you think that means they're leaning towards signing a vet QB to come in and compete with Aiden for the job, since his style of offense suits Cousins/AOC style QB?
Good question.
Okay, so if they get Kubiak, and then that's the son of Kubiak, who
Gary.
For a while back, who coached the Houston Texans, right?
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And where is he at now?
I want to say 49ers.
He's with the 49ers?
Yeah, I think he's the quarterback coach right now, or passing game coordinator.
Okay. So if they hire Kubiak as offensive coordinator, they're leaning towards signing a vet QB to come in and compete.
Assistant quarterback coach with the 49ers.
Okay. All right. If that's the case, again, that's what I would like. That's what I would like. I would like us to get a veteran quarterback in, and you know what? Also draft a guy. But again, I don't think we need to give up a bunch to move up to try to get, one of these, marquee quarterbacks. I think we can bring in a veteran, and I think we can pick up a guy maybe later on, So if that's what Kubiak would bring in, I would what's the word? I would vouch for that, I guess. Or I would
yeah.
What's the word I'm thinking of?
Endorse or something?
Endorse, yeah.
That's a good one,
Yeah.
My only thing is I'd prefer an offensive coordinator who's been an offensive coordinator before. I think that's the biggest thing for me, especially with AP being basically a rookie. I I would prefer to have an experienced OC if possible.
Yeah, and if you want to call in, if you want to talk to Stu, ask him a question and or tell us how you feel about this Super Bowl, there's a number on the screen, 510-394-4409. Sound off. Let us know what you think or ask Stu some questions. So there you have it. There's the number. Don't be shy.
I like Space Beast. He said, pull out the whiteboard. I want, again, I do want to start doing that more. I do. I just, I do want to start pulling out the whiteboard.
You know, I was just rewatching the Madden documentary they released last night, and he was doing something like that. I was actually watching it with Mother Moon, and she was like, "Stu, that's what Stu's gonna do."
Yeah.
What's the documentary? Hold on, what's the documentary?
It's just called. I think it's just called Madden, right?
Yeah, it's called Madden.
I think it's called Madden.
Yeah,
it was released like 3 days after he passed. So we watched the premiere of it on Christmas Day. What was it, 22? And then he passed like 3 days after.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
It's a really cool, I like how they did it too, because the way they presented it is the doc we're watching, he's watching it. So they like film him watching it.
Yeah.
His reaction to what he's watching.
The reaction video of Madden.
Yeah. It's really, really well done.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's cool as shit. That's awesome.
Yeah, check it out. If you haven't seen it, check it out for sure. I've seen it a few times now, and every time I just get sucked in.
I got this. I got it on Amazon, and it almost looks like a Fire Stick, like $32, and it's got every like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, Atari, arcade games. It's like 4,500 games on this thing, and I've been playing the original Tecmo Bowl. And
yes.
In the divisional playoffs right now, and it's been that game, I tell you what, was so far ahead of its time. I mean, with the rosters and the stats and just
it was good, man. It was.
Oh man, it's been like bringing the old nostalgia or whatever. But I've been playing Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson and Hendricks, Todd Hendricks, right?
Yeah.
And Howie Long and
Willie Galt,
Terry McDaniels and Van McElroy, I think, is back there, dude. But yeah, so I just was playing it before I got on here just now. So
I love it.
There. Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah. So for those of you that are asking, you probably can't see this very well. I will try to, but it's on. Oh wait, that doesn't help you. It's called All Madden, actually, and it's on
All Madden. Yeah, it's a good one.
Check that out. It's really good.
That was one that I was always surprised that he never came around during my time there, and I don't know if there was I'm not saying there was a reason for it or whatnot, but he was a guy that I would have loved to have had a chance to meet and talk to. Tom Flores was around. He was always around the facility. But Madden never, and I don't know.
Well, was it because of his broadcasting schedule, maybe?
Yeah, he was still doing a lot then, I think.
When did
in 04? I feel like 04 he was.
I think 04 and 05. Because I know he did our Patriots Raiders game in 05. Remember we played the Thursday night game. We played the whatever NFL kickoff or whatnot. I know he did that game.
So he didn't retire from broadcasting to 2009.
Yeah, so he was probably always on the move.
No shit. Okay.
That's probably why.
Fuck, I didn't realize. Okay, all right. I thought 05 was his. Okay, all right. See, here's the deal. We were never on Monday nights. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
he never got a chance to do our fucking games.
That's true.
This is a good point too. All eyes on G. Yeah, he took the bus everywhere, so that consumed a lot of time as well for travel. He didn't fly.
That's a good point.
But I would just think. I mean, during the off season, you would think.
Come around and stuff.
You know what I mean?
Especially because he's from and lives in Pleasanton, which is like 25 miles away.
Well, I want to say we would do we would have, charity golf outings or whatever. And I think one of the golf outings we did, the course, he lived on the course. I remember someone talking about that.
Yeah, Ruby Hill, right?
What is it?
Ruby Hills.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds right. And I would think even just, obviously, a lot of the players that he coached were in the facilities,
Yeah.
So he never came around. Howie Long was another guy that never came around. Hasn't been to any of the reunions either, which is
wow, that is weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting. What's the tea on that, Stu? You know?
I have no, I don't know. I asked him. I think someone might have told me. I don't remember. Bo Jackson's another guy that does not. He has not been to any of the reunions yet. But other than that, pretty much any major player you can think of with the Raiders, they're at that reunion, dude, and we're all hanging out. Get a chance to meet each other and talk. And
Yeah.
Howie Long, Bo Jackson. Other than
When you think about that, I just want to pause for my favorite little bugger in the whole wide world, little Chucky. Hi, bugger. Thanks for watching. Biggest 8-year-old Raiders fan right here in the whole wide world. We love you. What's that?
Juju Box. 82.
Juju Box. That's him. Hi. You should be in bed, by the way.
What do you call him, Little Chucky? Is his
Little
name
Chucky.
Chucky?
Yeah, he's little Chucky.
Is his name Chucky?
No, his name's Julian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Julian, your mom would know Stu here. His mom's was a big Raiders fan. She has passed, but she would know Stu.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, here we go. We heard all about the Turduncan, the most famous thing that still carries on, right?
Well, I mean, if you think of John Madden and what he did for the sport,
Oh man, the commentary
and what he did. I mean, as a coach, at San Diego State, and then what he did, when he got to Oakland. Sorry, forgive me, Oakland, and just. Some of those videos when he talks, I mean, he kind of set that Raiders culture, right? There's that one video I'm trying to think of. Well,
we're dirty.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What you gonna do about it?
Yeah, exactly.
What you gonna do about it?
And what he did, and then obviously what he's done for, I guess. Not really even the gaming world. I mean, but just that game Madden. I mean, it's a lifestyle, really. I mean,
it is. It has a cult following.
Yeah, and what he did for him and Pat Summerall, and just his. I always love it. I don't know if you guys ever listen to. I love comedy. I listen to a bunch of comedians, and what's his name? He does all the voices, but he does a great John Madden.
You're talking about Seth?
No, it's
You talking about the guy that always does Gruden? He does Gruden too.
Yeah. What's his name?
I forgot his name. Somebody in the chat will say it.
Yeah. But he does a great John Madden talking about Brett Favre, because we know John Madden loves Brett Favre, right? And he does a great skit talking about, Frank Caliendo. That's it. Yeah. He does a skit where he's doing John Madden and he's talking about Brett Favre, and he imagines, in the Hall of Fame, the bus sit there and talk to each other, but he does it in the John Madden. It's classic John Madden. And just again, I mean, the Raiders are so iconic in so many different aspects, from an owner and coaches and players and attitude, and just the influence that the Raiders have in all of sports, not only in America but around the world. It's something very, very, very special. And I'm so blessed and so happy to be able to be a part of that organization, and to be part of the Raider Nation, and to reconnect and to be involved with it. And it is something that is so unique. And again, I can't thank Al Davis enough for drafting me and bringing me in there. And so yeah. Anyways, it's so many things. The Raiders, they're just trendsetters in all levels of. I mean, from Al Davis, from Amy Trask, from Madden, from Tom Flores being, right, the first Hispanic, I think, quarterback, and then head coach, and then hiring, I think, the first. Didn't Al hire the first black coach? I want to say with Art Shell.
Art Shell, yeah, Art Shell.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he did his own thing, man, and is a trendsetter, and
I think what stood out for me, speaking of that, is as refusing to play in cities that were enforcing segregation.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, so yeah. That's what's awesome is he didn't give a fuck where you're from, what color you are, what religion or creed or finance. He just wanted the best football players, man. And
right.
I wish that was. You would think that would be more common, but it's not. That you just want the best players playing, right? Right. That's what he wanted. And as a player, that's the type of guy you want to play for. If you're a better guy, I don't care what draft pick you were or how much you're making. You're a guy that's going to give our team a chance to win. Fuck, go ahead. Let's see what you got. We'll give you a shot here. You know what I mean? So again, I'm just I sound like a broken record, but just all of the things when you think of the Raiders and just how iconic they are and trailblazing and the things that they did that no organization would ever think to do. A lot of things in today's professional sports is owed to Al Davis and what his guys and John Madden and Flores and these coaches and players, Art Shell and these guys that really, I mean, were transitioning the game into what it is today. So, but yeah, so that's my soapbox Raiders promotion there.
If there's one phrase,
Mark, I hope you're listening to this right now. I hope you're listening to everything I'm saying about the Raiders.
Yeah, we'll make it short of it. We'll make sure he gets it. If there's one phrase that you can think of that pops in your mind that you can hear Al Davis saying, what would it be?
Well, I mean, obviously it's just win, baby.
Right, but something that he would say in the
like to you guys.
Yeah.
Like a Davisism.
What the fuck? Probably what?
Yes, I'm gonna say that.
You know what? That actually is so funny because now thinking about it, I know Bruce Grakowski told me the same thing. He was like, "I'd love to say what the fuck."
Not what the fuck? It would be what in the fuck? What in the fuck?
Yeah, what in the fuck was that? Yeah.
So
that's
I'm doing some light reading here, and that's what she said.
Oh, did she? She said that in her book?
Actually, she said, "Oh fuck."
Well, I don't know if Spicy told you or not, but I reached out to Amy.
Oh wow!
Did you let Chris know that? Or
I haven't told anybody yet because you never know until it happens. So I didn't want to jinx it.
Okay, all right. I won't say.
Oh, that'd be fire. That'd be fire.
So fuck that. I am gonna say something. So, I have a really, really great and personal relationship with Amy Trask when I was a player there, and continuing on after I was done. When I moved down to West Lafayette and I had my own radio show, she was one of my guests on my show, and she's someone that I talk to on a regular basis. Maybe not always the voice, but through texting. And one of the things, I had a conversation with Spicy after our last show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one of the things I told Spicy is I just said I'm very impressed with you as well, Chris. Coming on your show, it's a very relaxed environment, but you guys ask very good questions. Okay, you know your shit. And what I was talking with Spicy was, I don't know if there's any other female Raiders content creator out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
and that's not easy to do. I mean, I'm thinking, and I told her, I said, for you to have the confidence to be able to speak football with a former football player, that would be intimidating to me as for me to be speaking to someone that is a sport that I didn't play in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was one thing Amy was, a woman back, started as an intern with the Raiders and worked her way up. So I know I've had Amy reach out to some friends of mine of women getting into media and stuff like that. And I said, Spicy, I think Amy would be a great person for you to communicate with. And I texted Amy and I sent you the text message.
Yeah, thank you.
She said, after the Super Bowl, when things, I will definitely speak with her, because Amy's all about, obviously helping women that are starting this. And here's the deal.
And I appreciate that. I just want to say thank you so much. I mean, your compliments, you're making me blush, but thank you.
Well, it also is women that do it the right way.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because there are women that get into positions and they do it not the right way. And I'll go about as far as saying that. And be able to do it the right way and put up in a man's world, because men, unfortunately, we're tough to deal with. I mean, we are just, some of the guys I even am around, I'm going, oh my Lord, you know what I mean? So I give Spicy a lot of credit, because
thank you.
She does know her shit. Okay. And so do you, Chris, as well. And forgive me, darn it, who were we on with last week? And I don't know. Omar.
Yeah.
That's why that was a good question. I always try to, hey, that's a very good question, because I've been on shows. I mean, since I was a sophomore, since I was 14 years old, I've been interviewed, and I've had bad interviewers, people. So I always like to make sure that, great question. No, that makes sense. That's something that I agree with.
Yeah.
So again, I wanted to make sure, and I know that she loves to reach out to people getting into it, especially women, and especially obviously this. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, you're a Raiders content creator, you know what I'm saying? So It's very easy, you know what I'm saying? So Amy Trask is like I said, a very close friend of mine, one of the nicest people you could ever meet. And that will happen, like she said, after.
That's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait. Thank you so much, Drew, for not only compliments but the connection, and really just having that respect. I think that's the most important word. Having the respect for me and what I do, to be able to reach out to somebody who you respect. Like, to me, that means more than anything. So thank you so much.
And again, I respect the hell out of both you. Again, Chris and Omar, I really enjoy coming on here, because you guys really do present good questions. And again, it's a very, very relaxed and fun environment, where we're not sitting here trying to prove that we know more than somebody else.
Yeah, that's not what it's about. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
No, your opinion. I obviously you've been there. You've put on the jersey, so I'm listening to you, more than anything. And I mean, honestly, at the top of the show, when you talked about your reasons for why you wanted the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, they were very like, sense. Okay, I hear that. I like to hear that perspective, because we hear, you kind of said, "What you didn't think I was a logical thinker?" It wasn't that. It was just you just don't get a lot of it. So but that's your perspective, and that's why it's great.
Well, I go back to when Omar, right? And you asked the question, oh gosh, what was the question? And I said, I'm going to let
The
Omar
locker
go
room,
first.
the cigar,
No,
the locker room.
I said,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going to let Omar go first. And what he said completely changed my opinion on what I was going to say. And that's why I love this format and to be able to speak and see the comments and stuff, because I'm open to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I have what I think, but I'm learning from you guys just as much as you guys are learning from me. I mean,
Right.
different opinions and what the temperature of, I don't know, maybe not temperature, but what the pulse is on and what people are talking. I love it, because that's getting different perspectives on things is how you are able to formulate a very good opinion on yourself, but also to be able to be humble, you know, right? Because some of these guys get up there and I just laugh because I'm going, this fucking guy thinks like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know exactly. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So again, like I love, and that's the thing with me is I love to learn. I love to research. I love to, and that's one thing I told Spicy. I said, go on and study. You know, study people that women.
I'm listening. See, I'm listening.
No, she sent me a picture. She goes, I'm doing my due diligence, and I said, fucking, hey,
there you go. There you
that's
go.
awesome. That's awesome. And the fact, again, for me at this point in my life, about 4 years ago, about 4 years ago, I put to rest Stuart Schweigert, the athlete.
Right?
Yeah.
And I mourned him. I did. It was tough.
Mm.
It was hard. It took about 2 years for me to realize that
it's over.
Me accomplishing anything athletically is never going to happen again. Right. But once I got over that and moving on towards now, I get so much more enjoyment and satisfaction from giving someone some advice and seeing them be successful with it.
Yeah.
It's crazy to say this, but seeing that
probably more satisfying in a way.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, it 100% is. So that's why I always try to make sure my old coaches or people who have influenced me, I always make sure to, hey, thank you for that. So again, by her saying I took your advice and I'm doing that, there's no better feeling than something like that. So
yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, why wouldn't I? I'm honored to have your advice. Why wouldn't I take it and apply it? You know, that would be silly of me.
You'd be surprised.
No, we take that to heart. I want to shout out
how many people know it better and have it all. Like, hey, you know what? That shit, okay, no problem. My fault. Hey.
Yeah. I want to shout out Mother Moon too, because she says she has her copy too. She actually orchestrated us getting these books so we can do our. That's my mom. Yeah. And shout out to Myra too. She says, yes, Spicy deserves her flowers. I appreciate this comment coming from another woman because, women, it's often let's get on my soapbox here a little bit. We don't see a lot of women supporting women. Women tend to want to bring each other down. So thanks, girl, for the love. Ana Diaz is in there Myra too, saying that. Much love to you, Wes Craven. Thank you. I think I just appreciate all of your comments as well. So I just wanted to acknowledge a lot. There's probably more. So thank all of you. There's a lot of comments.
Oh yeah, you're getting a lot of love in the comments, man. Thank you guys for supporting her.
Both of us. Speaking of, all three of us, actually, if you haven't already, light that torch, hit that like button, subscribe to all three of these channels. Of course, Ours for Life, Our Raider Story, Protect the Shield, and Stu as well. Stu has some great content as well. If you really want to get inside the mind of a player.
Stuart Schweigert 3030, I think is my YouTube channel.
Yep. Make sure to subscribe. If you're not subscribed to all three of ours, take a minute right now, pop on over to each one of ours, subscribe real quick, and then come on back.
Shout out to Stu.
I want to say this too, Chris. I think I was on. Was it your first show or?
Yeah, you were. Well, yeah, you were my first interview, man. It was before I may have had like 60 something subscribers, man. And I remember me and you got on the phone and talked, and it was almost like Stu gave me an interview, man. I was nervous as hell talking to him. He was like firing questions. I'm like, shit, it was like a real ass interview, man. But I always, will always remember that, man, because that was amazing, man.
And the fact of what you said about that meant the world to me. And some of these people, it's unfortunate because they won't let their ego allow them to branch off and meet people that are just starting and not giving a fuck if they have 10 followers or fucking 100,000 or whatever. And that's what I do. I go on and I'll make comments and I'll send messages to people, and I'd say probably 85% of them do not respond back. But the 15% that do, I'm like, this is a good dude. That's a good person. You know what I mean? And I always try to get back to anyone who writes me. And I remember at one point, like, dude, how come you follow more people than follow you? I'm like, I don't give a like. I just like
that's a thing. That's a thing. People, that's like one of the social media like rules to becoming quote unquote cool.
Yeah.
Like, you can't follow more people that follow you.
Yeah.
And if people are gonna write me and want to follow me, I'm going to follow them, and I'm going to try to respond to every message I can. Obviously, I don't get to all of them, but I know I get to quite a few of them, and I know
you do.
That for some players, when do you ever see anybody without this in their face?
Right.
So I know you're looking through your shit. So if you choose not to respond,
you're ignoring me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a thought in your head going, this person doesn't mean shit to me, so fuck them.
And can I vouch for that for you, Stu? Because the last show he was on, we have the call-in number. Well, somebody had watched it, or I think a couple people had watched it on replay. They didn't realize that the number wasn't valid.
And they called in on the replay.
So they were calling the hotline, and I
that was 2 days ago, y'all.
Yeah, and when I was to Stu's point and to his appreciation to his fans, I forwarded the messages to him, and I think you ended up contacting them and chatting them up, right?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Absolutely, I did. I want to say, shit. I don't know what I was just going to say, but and that's the thing. Like, I'll call them up and just, hey, what's going on? And they're like, I think sometimes they're a little like weirded out, maybe like, what the fuck you calling me? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you actually calling me?
One of the guys, yes, it was. He said it was. I think you sent me the picture of him wearing a 30 jersey.
Yeah.
Yes, I called him that night, and we talked for about an hour and a half. Yeah,
I love it.
That's awesome.
Cell phone number, and he sent me pictures of him and his son wearing. His son was wearing a Raiders jersey. I'm not sure what it was, but he was rocking that 30. I said, anyone who's gonna rep my jersey, dude. I said, I'm definitely.
I love it. Honestly, I didn't even know. Oh gosh, maybe I'm opening like a floodgate here, but I didn't even know the hotline number accepted like MMS messages.
Is that where you got that from?
Yeah, like from the Google email, basically. Nice. But I have to ask you this now, Stu, because Jack Canna, what's good, Jack Canna? Nice to see you in here. No, we have to ask, right? Love Stu, just don't ask about Randy Moss. That's like somebody saying, don't look, you have to look.
Well, Jack, hold on. Wait, hold on. Because Randy Moss is one of the best teammates I've ever had.
I don't know what this means. That's why I'm asking.
It's okay. No, I mean,
yeah, it might be a good thing because I think when you were on my show, we were talking about Randy. Like, you really had a lot of great stories about him.
Yeah, I mean, Randy Moss, like I said, is one of the greatest teammates I ever had. One of the most down to earth, humble, just country. I mean, literally. I mean, he's from West Virginia. He loves to fish. always has a dip in his mouth, has that twang in his voice. Would rent out movie theaters in the off season. Would rent out bowling alleys for the families to come in. In every practice when we were doing our 10-minute stretching lines, he's walking up and down the lines, basically having a comedy session, man. Everyone's laughing. When we would play, he would tell guys, hey, listen, I'll go deep to bring 3 motherfuckers around me. I don't care if I'm scoring or you're scoring. I just want us to score and win a game. Like he didn't care who was scoring. And again, the guy is all of 6'5", maybe even 6'6", but he's a lean guy. And there were times where he was getting just beat the fuck down. He was getting beat up, and he's laying his body on the line, saying, "I will take on 3 defenders
to open it up for you."
Open. Yeah,
and the fans were saying that he didn't care and that he wasn't giving it his all, and that hurt him. That really did. Here's a guy who loves his fans. He does, and he would have loved to finish his career with the Raiders and won a Super Bowl with the Raiders. Trust me, guys. I mean, I remember when he first came in, because I lived in Alameda the whole offseason. I didn't go anywhere. So when he brought him in, I was at his press conference and he didn't know who the fuck I was, and I just said, hey, Randy, I'm Stuart Schwager. I play safety, and so happy to have you here. And he said, Stu, man, thank you very much. It means a lot that you're here at my press conference. Like a very, like a guy that you would like
you want on your side.
No ego. Seriously. Yeah. And again, when he was younger, was he probably quick tongue, and maybe said things without thinking. Yeah.
Most of us are. Most of us were young like that.
That's because he had
some
passion.
of us still are.
I know, right?
That's because he had passion and he was emotional, right? And when you're emotional, you are gonna, sometimes you let your emotions get the better of you. But again, I know everyone has that thing about him saying, I'm not a Raider. Well, right. Again, was that the best time to do that? Probably not. But again, he was hurt. He was hurt because I know how much he put in to the Raiders and to us as teammates and his own body. And then he's going, well, I'm getting called out for it. Like, fuck it, so.
Thank you for clarifying, Stu. We're going to go through some of these comments because we're not getting the call, but I think we're getting a lot of chats for you. So let's go through these really quickly.
I don't recall are they? What's up with that? I thought more people would call in, man.
I did too. Maybe they're shy.
Maybe they're a little nervous.
But Ana Diaz says she just subscribed to your channel, Stu. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Tony says Raider fan radio loves Stu. Participate. Also, there you go, right there. Jack, or no, not Jack. Sorry, Rick is asking because I think he wants to send you some. He has sent me some coffee, and it's delicious, all the way from Hawaii. Are you a coffee drinker?
Not really. My wife is. I mean, but I will. I mean, if it's there are days where I need a little pick me up or whatever. So
it's delicious, and it's from his native land. So,
well, yeah.
There you go. He'll share with his wife, Raider Rick. He'll share with his wife. And then we have a comment here as well. Cowtown Luda, sounds like you should be coaching to me, Stu. Some youngster could definitely benefit from hearing your insight and advice on how to succeed in the game, as well as what other obstacles that come with it.
There's my address, guys. Here.
Sheesh. You're a real one, man. You're a real one.
Here's the funny thing, like people, hey, don't. Now again, as a female,
I wouldn't even do that.
Don't give out your stuff. I mean, if you come up to the house, come on in. Let's go. Let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's my cell phone number. Give me a call.
You always got a basement to stay at in Indiana, y'all.
Yeah. So definitely send me whatever. I will. Yeah, I would love, and definitely promote whatever your coffee is and everything. So
I don't even think he's trying to promote it. I think he just wants to share it.
Oh yeah, he's
no,
Rick's awesome, man.
yeah.
So, do you want to respond to the comment that's on the screen there that he thinks you'd be a good coach and mentor?
So I would.
Scout. He'd be a great scout too.
Thank you. I did try to get into the coaching thing, probably around 2016, 2017, and I went through and I went to every NFL roster and every NFL, coaching staff. And I think every team, at least I had 3 guys on there that I either played with, played against, or in college, or no, right? And I reached out to everybody, and the thing was, it was you don't have any coaching experience, and even though I owned an indoor football team that I coached and operated, even though I played 9 years of pro football, and then I just said, you know what? I got to make a decision here, and ended up coming down to West Lafayette to do my a radio station. And I'm really glad that I didn't actually, the coaching thing didn't work out, because it takes up so much time.
Yeah, that's what I say.
I have 4 children, and to be a stay-at-home dad with them, the time that I've spent with them has just been so precious.
Yeah.
And I would not have had that opportunity if I were coaching. Now, do I love coaching? Yes. I love the mentoring, and that's one reason I moved back to Purdue, was the guys at Purdue I give. And here's the thing, we talked about people knowing everything and having everything figured out. I go over there all the time. Here's my number, guys. I can see the stadium from my house.
Yeah.
I run down to the stadium and back every day as a workout. And I would, guys, if you have questions about football, life, anything, call me.
Yeah.
And I think out of the last 5 years, there's maybe been 6 or 7 guys that have taken me, or, hey, come up and watch some film with me. And I'm just thinking this. When I was at Purdue, no one ever came back because they had issues with their athletic director, Morgan Burke, who I loved, but the way he raised money, people didn't like. But anyways, I'm sitting here going, that would be like me at Purdue and Rod Woodson lived up the street.
Oh, man.
Going like, here's my number. Here's my address. Come by anytime you guys want. I would be at his house every fucking day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Totally.
What type of shoes? I mean, what color shoes should I wear? What type of socks should I get? I would be on that level. And I did have one player, a guy named Sanusi Kane, who's actually going to be in the draft this year. He's from I want to say he's from Harlem, a safety, and became a really, really good player for us. He called me up one day, said, "Hey, Stu, man, I just got out of meetings. I'd like to come watch some film with you." And I went and picked him. Picked him up, and that 2 hours I spent with him watching film, it was so much fun. Just sit there and talk football with a kid, who's 20 years younger than me, but that it doesn't matter. Here's a kid, an African-American kid from Harlem, and we're sitting there and we're communicating on something that it doesn't matter where we're from or anything like that. And that's the one thing great about sports. So it was really cool. And I hope that I can do that more. And I think each college team and each pro team should have a position held for a former player from that organization that he's not a coach, right? Not front office. He is there for players. I think Willie Brown was kind of that guy for us, a guy that we could talk to, and it didn't have to be about football, but we knew that we could talk on a personal level, or if we had questions, or hey, my girlfriend's doing this, or have you ever, hey, you know what, I'm stressed out about this, or I'm not sleeping well. Just a mentor for these players.
Can I would have 2 nominees, but I'm not a player. So I would like to know what you think about the 2 nominees I have. Charles Woodson and Marshawn Lynch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know Charles Woodson. I had the opportunity to play with Charles Woodson. I
think both of those guys would be great, and for different reasons.
Yeah, well, no, I think so too. I mean, obviously, Marshawn is the guy that you look at his career, and he, when he went to Buffalo, basically was pretty much done. You know what I mean? I mean, kind of considered, didn't really pan out, and then he resurrected himself, and then the guy that's, he's, if I'm not mistaken, he's from Oakland, isn't he? Or am I?
He is from East Oakland for sure. 100.
So
he really from Oakland? No.
Yeah. So he's got a great perspective, and where they're both very. I mean, again, both. Obviously, Woodson. I mean, growing up in Michigan, I mean, he was the only guy really that when I got in the league was kind of starstruck by. Again, I mean, when he won the Heisman in '97. I mean, that I'm a sophomore, and when he left, Michigan offered me my first scholarship. So like Woodson was everything. I mean, like
still is to me.
Yeah, no, and he is to me too. And but they are 2 different type of people. They really are.
For sure. Oh, totally different energies, totally different vibe, totally different lifestyle. Yeah, but that's why I think they'd both be great. And in the chat, we got a good amount of people watching here. Tell us where you're from. Drop your area code, because Stu, I think you're lucky right now.
Party at Stu's.
Exactly. You're lucky right now. You don't live anywhere near the rest of us, because we coming through.
Hey, Myra. Hey, Myra, Stu's married to a Filipina too. Shout out to
yes.
She bringing the lumpia, the Henny, and the karaoke machine, and I'm not mad at any of it.
Hell yeah, the karaoke, yeah.
They love the karaoke.
Bring some mahjong. We'll play mahjong.
There you go. Let's see. Salinas Cali in the house. We got 505, Las Vegas. 75. What's 757? What's 757? Tell me where that. I actually don't know where that is. 808 Hawaii. Terrence is in the 916. Sacramento. No, this is 707 Napa. That one says 757. 518 925. That's right here in the Bay Area, East Bay.
When I was in Alameda, it was 510. 510.
Yep. That's actually, by the way, little history of the show. We represent the Oakland Raiders here on my show anyway. Can't speak for Chris's, but for my show, that's why we have the hotline as a 510 number. That's kind of like an ode to the Oakland area code. There you got it. So yeah, 510 Oakland, California, definitely in the building. That's right. 805. He says SoCal. That reminds. Well, I went to school in Santa Barbara, so that reminds me of the Santa Barbara. There you go, Mother Moon's in the 925. That's right.
I'm trying to
Vegas in the house.
What's San Diego?
San Diego is 619. We see San Diego 599. Nebraska in the building.
Nebraska.
I lived in Omaha for 3 years when I played for the Omaha Nighthawks. I loved Nebraska.
Nice. 209. That's more like the Central Valley. Oh, the mean. You got to throw that in. He from the mean streets of Columbus, Ohio, not just the regular old ones.
I see you.
DC in the house. Where's 303? I actually don't know where 303 is. Let me know.
Where's 303? That's
415. That's San Francisco. 510 and 925.
Yep.
We love it.
I'm trying to think of Ohio. I'm trying to think. What's Cleveland? 616.
Cleveland is 216.
216.
Yeah, and Cincinnati's 513.
That Machine Gun Kelly, huh?
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly.
Denver. Okay, Denver. That's 303.
303 is Denver. Yep. And
Oh,
that's
there you
Oh.
go. He says.
I thought it was
Honest
Detroit for some
says
reason.
I think
daughter-in-law and
586
grandsons are
586
Filipino.
Right. 586 might be Detroit. What was that about Filipino?
Oh, Ana Diaz, Ana Diaz, who is a member of both Chris's show and my channel as well. Daughter-in-law and grandsons are from Filipino.
My kids are Filipino, so yeah.
I think that's why she letting you know. Nice, spicy. I grew up in Alameda. The 510 graduated at. Okay.
Encinal,
Yeah.
Encinal,
Yeah.
Jets. Are they the Jets, right? Are they Encinal Jets?
Yeah, I don't know that, but I know that high school.
I know Alameda High was the Hornets. I know that. But I think Encinal was the Jets, and they were blue and silver, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see.
There you go.
See?
209, we got Stockton in
my
the
shit.
house.
My shit.
Yeah. Mother Moon. So I'm surprised Mother Moon didn't throw this in there since Chris is from the mean streets of Ohio. Mother Moon was born in East Oakland.
How the fuck do I remember?
Ooh, East Oakland.
Hey.
Mother Moon. What are we talking about?
Right?
I'm trying. Well, East Oakland would be where the stadium is, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
She
being
was born
Trudell Sands,
there. No, I'm kidding.
remember Trudell Sands?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Trudell
Big
Sands,
mountain of a man.
biggest human being, biggest head I've ever seen in my life. No, forgive me. Jonathan Ogden had the biggest head I ever seen in my fucking life. That guy was a fucking monster. But Trudell Sands, very close friend of mine, a guy I still talk to, played at Tennessee State University. No, Chattanooga, where Terrell Owens played at. But anyways, he would pick me up. He'd come to Alameda, pick me up in his white Ford Bronco, and we would go down to East Oakland and stuff and go to these bars, man. And that's what I was saying. I felt bad when I was rewatching our show, Spicy Omar, and I was saying free agency, and people are going, I don't want to come to Oakland. And like I said, Oakland that whole Bay Area, I loved everyone there. Everyone was so friendly and so nice. But I remember I'm like, Trudell, I'm going to be cool. It's all right for me to come with you to some of these spots. Right? He's like, oh, yeah, hey, you're all good. And everyone was so friendly, so fucking friendly. So much fun, so friendly, really polite. Raiders, huge Raiders fans.
Mm-hmm.
And, I loved going. And I used to, on Tuesdays, I would go. That was our day where we do, community service. I was always in Oakland at the schools talking to the kids, and they're probably thinking, who the fuck is this white dude from? But they were always very, very respectful and very, very nice. I always enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for saying that. And maybe like times are changing and we should be a little more cautious being out there in the wild, but I've never felt like any sort of threat being out in Oakland ever, to be honest. I'm always just aware of my surroundings, but I never thought, I shouldn't eat here or dine here or whatever, have coffee, hang out, whatever.
I just always go back to, I think as long as you treat people with respect, they're going to treat you with respect. It's when you come in and you have a certain aura that like, who the fuck is this motherfucker?
I love this. Can I throw this out really quickly? Myra says, used to come to my job on Tuesdays, Children's Hospital in Oakland. There you go.
Absolutely. I actually have videos of me, Gerard Cooper, JP Fashi, and Namdi going to the Children's Hospital when they had like this video game that's like someone made up or whatever. And I remember us going and playing it. Yeah, so we were at the Children's Hospital a lot.
Yeah, I love that. And we have a super chat here. Thanks, Jack Kenna, for the super chat. We appreciate you. Anyone can leave a super chat if you want to support the channel. Please do. We appreciate you. He says, I used to go on your lives with you in your early days. Also, I saw you live in Oakland. Please tell your stories versus Tony Gonzalez. Oh.
Also D'Angelo Hall. Is that D Hall? You're talking about D'Angelo Hall?
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
D'Angelo.
do you care to share?
Well, no, D'Angelo Hall it was and still is a very, very close friend of mine. We trained for the NFL Combine in a place called Athletes Performance Institute called API, a guy named Mark Verstegen in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I remember when I was out there, it was, I want to say it was, me, it was Roy Williams, the receiver from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You remember and that in 2004, the 49ers in their first round drafted, he was a receiver from Oklahoma State, Rashad Wood. And he never really put it out, but he was out there. Andrews, remember the big guard, I think, that went to Philadelphia from Sean Andrews?
Yeah.
So I mean, there were some pretty Tatum Bell was out there training with us, but D'Angelo Hall. And I remember my agent, Ben Dogra and Mark Helligman they were SFX and turned to CAA, but they said, Stu, who you mentioned with? And I said, D'Angelo Hall. And they're like, serious? I said, yeah. They're like, D'Angelo Hall kind of had a reputation where he was, kind of a like a Deion Sanders type, where he was, he was good and he knew he was good. And I said,
yeah.
He connected right away. And I remember he'd come over my apartment and, we're playing Madden together. And I remember going over the Wonderlic test with him, and I would study for it. And I remember he sat one time in my apartment and sat there and signed, I think it was like 1,000 cards for Topps or something, you know what I mean, as a promotion deal. So D'Angelo Hall was a very close friend of mine. And when I was leaving Oakland, I remember him calling me and saying, hey, I think I'm coming to Oakland. And I said, well, here's the deal, D'Angelo. I said, if you're coming to Oakland, I said, you better be, it's zero man help. Like,
yeah, man to man.
Like, and they're
no help.
make tackles and shit, dude. And I said, it's not the easiest defense to play in, man. I mean, it's really mano a mano. And if you don't have a good safety over top helping you, man, like it could get rough. And shit, I think he was only out there for a couple weeks, wasn't he?
And He had it rough. It was a system. It wasn't a system fit.
No, yeah, it was just
he was a zone guy.
What happened to Nnamdi?
Right? Yeah,
right.
Man guy and goes to zone, doesn't work.
Yeah,
the zone guy goes to man to man, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
right? It's like taking a mobile quarterback and picking him as a pocket passer, right?
Right.
It's completely two different things. So D'Angelo Hall was, a guy that I respect the hell out of. A guy I was very good friends with his wife. Actually, so me and D'Angelo, my dog, when we were in Arizona, we bought. I bought a pit bull, and my pit bull was Bentley, and he bought his sister, my dog's sister, Precious. So we bought matching dogs in I think it was, I remember this, it was downtown Phoenix on like 13th and a half Street, where we got these pit bulls together. But I'm very good friends with his brother, his wife. So yeah, D'Angelo Hall's a very good friend of mine, a great player. And
who was faster, you or him?
D'Angelo.
He keeps it real. He keeps it real.
Hey, Stu was fast as hell. That's why I was just curious. So
he ran like a 4.2. Didn't he run like a 4.27? I think he ran the fastest time in that 04 combine.
Oh, was he? I thought he was a 4.3 guy, but yeah, he may have been 4.2.
He ran like a 4.2.
Oh wow!
Now, I did, and you can look it up. It's documented. I ran the fastest L shuttle in the entire combine, bar position.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, in 2004. Nice. Yeah, at 6'2", yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, no, he's faster than me. He is, and that's the thing. You know this. I'll let you know. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking fucking, make
Oh,
up.
we already know. We already went through the fact that everyone agrees you're a real one. So we already pulling up at your house. We planning the party. We got a karaoke going on. We got lumpia going on. We got spinning going on.
Come
You're
on,
gonna be
man.
bringing the high beats.
We'll go to a Purdue basketball game, man. I'll take you down to Harry's Chocolate Factory or Chocolate Shop, which is a famous bar on campus. Man, we'll get fucked up. We'll have a good time.
There you go. I'm surprised nobody's called. Are you all shy or what? What's going on here?
Yeah.
I have my phone on silent. What's happening here?
They don't like me, I guess. They don't like me.
No, it's crazy because, like I said, last week we got people calling after hours. I even had people today say, "Oh, you have Stu on again." We tried to call after the fact. We're gonna call back. Maybe they're just camera shy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you don't have to show your face at all. You know what I mean? Just your voice.
It's your voice. That's right. That's right. Well, we this has been. I love having a conversation with you. It's been so great, and we started off talking about the Super Bowl. Let's since we're probably going to wrap here a little bit soon, let's end with it as well. Let's end with this Super Bowl that may or may not be a nightmare for some of us Raiders fans here. What do you think? Is this going to be us on next Sunday, everyone?
Oh man, we don't want to watch that.
Or maybe it's already going down. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna be in Vegas this weekend, so I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna go.
I said I wasn't gonna watch it, but I'm gonna watch it.
Everyone that says they're not gonna watch it's gonna watch it.
I will say this: these playoff games have been fucking phenomenal. I think
they've been better than I would agree.
Great, they've been great, and I said off screen just to let the chat know. I talked with Docs, and I know Docs, Hammer, and Wasted, and myself. We're going to be in Detroit for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
With it being in my home state, and Chris, right? You said you're going to come up there, so
yeah.
Oh no, we already said that. What am I talking about?
We started off with that.
Sorry.
It's all good. We can say it again because it's the end of the show. We might have some new viewers, so why not throw it out there? What do you think of this? Because we've been talking a lot of in other shows, not this one, but about the cap space and what kind of moves they can make. Here we're looking at two guys that could potentially make some room for some cap. The Raiders can save around $25 million in cap space by releasing Hunter Renfrow and Jimmy G in the offseason. I think most people are on board with Jimmy G. Hunter Renfrow, I think, is somewhat of a fan favorite and somewhat disposable. Stu, what do you think?
So, I mean, obviously, Hunter Renfrow is a great player. You know, I mean, he's showed he's been a great player, but for whatever reason, in the last 2 years, whether we're not using him or he's not performing the way that they want him to, because I mean, literally the last 2 years, it didn't help, when we did throw to him fumbles,
right.
That doesn't help him running into Devontae Adams
and dropping passes.
That deal. Yeah. But again, he's a very talented guy, a guy that, again, I mean, 3 years ago was a Pro Bowl, right? Wasn't he a Pro Bowl receiver? I mean, he was our best. He was our best fucking receiver. So, again, if we're not going to use him,
that part,
and we can get something for him, I mean, that's just the business aspect of it. Then do it. Would I like us to keep him and get him back playing the way that he was and give him his confidence back and that type of deal? Yeah, I would love to keep him around. But if they don't plan on, there's got to, again, I don't know if it's something he's doing or if it's just they've sometimes, here's the deal too. Sometimes as players, sometimes coaches, they just move past you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I actually tend to think he's a little bit more.
You're kind of in that position where they move past you.
Yeah.
you can't come back. Like,
Yeah, it's over.
I tend to think he's a little bit more disposable. I know he did a few good things. He is a good, I would say good player. I don't think great. My issue with him was like my nickname for him. Everyone called him the third and Renfro. I call him third and fall forward because I felt like he caught the ball, he went down, he didn't try for any more. There was one play that I can remember him actually doing that. But if you're not gonna, that's my opinion. That's neither here nor there. I think if you keep him, you have to use him because this stat right here blows my mind. Hunter Renfro was paid $16 million this season and finished with 25 catches for 255 yards, by the way. Let's not get to the money yet. 255 yards. That's crazy. In 17 games, that's $646,000 per catch.
And here's the deal. I say it all the time. Players are judged on what you make, and the more you make,
the more is expected.
Fucking expected of you, and that's a lot of fuck. I mean, guys, listen, $16 million. If you were to make $16 million and you invest it, you would never have to work another day in your life. You can live off the interest alone. That's a lot of fucking money.
Dude, off 2 catches, he could invest $1.3 million and make a lot of fucking money.
I like how they broke. I'd like to see how much money I made per tackle because I know it'd be probably about $48. I think
that's about how much I make off these YouTube shows, except it's more like 48 cents.
That's more than I get. So you're doing better than me. But that right there,
crazy, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. To me, I would. That's just how I am. I would feel bad going into work knowing that. Knowing that was what I have done with the amount of money. Like, I almost want to be like, hey, let me get money back. To be honest, like seriously, like like, just to make myself feel better. Because But
you know what? That always reminds me of Javon Walker back in the day.
Oh fuck!
I mean, because honestly, that's kind of what Javon was trying. Javon was trying to retire and give Al his money back, and Al was like, "No."
Oh, really?
Yeah. When he was with the Raiders, like towards the end, like
I know he got his ass whooped in Vegas and never like played again.
Yeah, no, but this was when he was with us. It was like his last year because we paid him a lot. And I think it was like and he had like a stat just like that Renfro stat where it was like
he really tried to give some money back.
Yeah, he tried to give money back and he tried to retire.
I've heard this story. I feel like I've heard this story.
Yeah, and Al talked him out of it, and he kept playing and still didn't do nothing.
I see. This is why I love this thing because knowing that changes my perspective on Javon Walker.
Hey, I love Javon Walker. And I'll tell you why. Because,
I know when I played against him, he was a tough motherfucker. So I respect him. And now knowing that, that's a good fucking dude. I'm gonna try to reach out to him and see if I can connect with that guy. But go ahead.
Yeah, he's been through a lot. I mean, he watches one of his best friends die in his lap. Oh, remember that?
And that motherfucker used to kill us.
Yeah.
That cornerback,
I forgot his name, but that dude, died in his lap, so he was already not all there. But it was when the Raiders were playing in Cleveland, and I actually was there, and I went to go see the team or whatever, like the night before or whatever, or a couple nights, and I was like trying to get pictures and stuff, and I met a lot of the team, but I remember that
there in the lobby and stuff.
Yeah, in the lobby, yeah. But I remember that I was asking for a picture, or no, maybe a picture or autograph or whatever for Javon Walker, and he was like, a lot of people was asking, but I was like the first one to ask. And he was like, "Hey man, I just got to run to my room real quick, and I promise you I'm gonna come back down. And I thought he was just BSing.
You're kind of thinking like, yeah, he's gonna look.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever, man. So like, and I forgot about it. But dude came all the way back down, like probably like 20 minutes later, and people were still trying to talk to him, and he came and just found me and like took a picture and signed it for me. And I just always remember that because he didn't have to do that. Like he could have been long gone, man. I'm like,
now hearing that story makes me like him even.
Yeah, more. I'm like, man, that was good, man.
That's some shit I would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It reminds me also too a guy that was me growing up as an option quarterback, Eric Crouch.
Oh yeah, Nebraska, right?
Nebraska won the Heisman in 2001, and I got a chance to play with him in Omaha. But when he went to the NFL, right, as an option quarterback, you're going to play receiver or DB. And he went down to Dallas, and after a week, I want to say he said, you know what, it's just – and I think he was somewhat of a high draft pick, and he gave back a lot of his money saying, it's just not working out. You know what I'm saying? And that –
yeah.
When you start – when in the NFL, when you start fucking with people's money and there's people giving their money back, that's a special person. That's someone that, to me, knows what the importance of life is. Because some of these guys, I'm like, well, I'm thinking again, and we talked about this, right? Like, how much fucking money do you need? Like, you're gonna hold out, like, Jesus Christ, like.
Can I put you on the spot with that one a little bit? Or to put you on the spot with that one a little bit, because the conversation you just said and saying the importance of life mixed in with this comment that came in might make for an interesting conversation. Wes Craven asks, Henry Ruggs gets out 2026. He'll be 27. Guys have a thought on that?
Well,
yeah.
Here's the deal. Here's what I'm going to say, because I've served my time in jail, okay. For stuff. And when he gets out, the legal system is what it is, and he served his time. He's a free man. And if he's still able to fucking put things together, America is about second chances. Okay. Yeah. What he did, yeah, terrible. But he served his fucking time, and he addressed it. He did his time in the media. He lost a lot of fucking money. He lost his career. And when he gets out, and again, look at Michael Vick. What happened with him? Is that the same thing? No. But at the time, people hated Michael Vick.
Right.
I mean, and he was able to get a second chance and play. Yeah. And again, at 27, it's young, and I don't know what he's been doing in there, but I don't have a problem with him getting.
No, what does get out mean? I guess I haven't really been following. Is he actually like in a facility, or is he on a home arrest?
No. He's in jail.
He's in prison.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he's serving hard time. I think it's San Quentin, isn't he? Or
I honestly have no idea. I haven't followed his story, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So again, trust me, it's not like these years have been fucking pleasant for him. And again, he's got another 2
years.
Yeah. I mean, so again, that's him serving. That's him paying his punishment.
Yeah.
So can I comment on that, because I hear what you're saying. This is why I love our conversations, because I don't think they're combative. I think a healthy discussion is always good, and you make me think, Stu. You make me think. Because right away my emotions want to say, oh, hell to the no. However, unfortunately, manslaughter happens often. Unfortunately, it was terrible. There's no denying that. However, and usually happens. I feel like it usually happens to the person when they're younger. So they have a whole life ahead of them, and they have to make a living. So being in the NFL is making a living. It's one's livelihood. So if we're if we're saying, and Stu, this thought process is coming from what you just said, or made me think. My thought process is making me think what you just said. You have to make a living. So if football is his livelihood and that's how he makes a living, I guess in that aspect, I want to say yes, because if anyone is coming out of this situation at 27, they have to make a living, whatever career that's in, right? If their career is administration, if their career is a cooking, if their career, I don't know.
Go back to what you know. Yeah.
Whatever one's career was before that happened. So in that aspect, I guess you got to say, yeah, someone has served their time and has to go back to making a living. I think when we hear about football players, like the stat we just saw about Hunter Renfrow, when we see somebody making $646,000 per catch, we think, oh no, they shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the gray area comes in for most people. But if that's their living, that's their living.
Let me say this. Do I think the NFL team will take a chance on him? Probably not. Someone made a comment like the USFL.
PR night. Yeah, PR nightmare.
You know, definitely those lower leagues or even arena. Yes. So yeah, like I said, I don't that much time off. It's going to be very, very difficult to get caught back up.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think a team's going to. Again, what'd you just say, Chris? The PR nightmare of it.
Yeah, PR nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, guys, he served his time.
No, he did. Now let me ask you this: with you knowing Al Davis and who he was and what he stood for, Old School had a comment said our team's known for giving people second chances, and Al. But I know Al also probably had standards to that too. But do you think Al would have gave him another chance if he was,
That's a good question.
remorseful?
And I know this sounds probably not the best term, but such a unique situation.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Again, all I can look at it is he laid himself out there to the judicial system, and this is what they said for what you did. This is the punishment.
Right.
And he served it.
He served it.
Yeah.
Like you can't. Can you hold that against him? I don't think you can. I don't. Again, that's what in America. That's what our legal system is for. Is for
accountability. Yeah.
And he didn't get any second. I mean, he didn't. I don't think he got any preferential treatment. I don't think he got off on anything. I mean, what he had to go through, and again, not compared to what the family who lost their daughter had to go through, obviously.
Right.
We
all want to be sensitive to the subject, and we all, I think, on this panel and in the comments agreed that what happened was terrible. And
absolutely.
Of course, nothing is going to replace that family's loss, but somebody at 27 has to a living.
There's some good points over here in the comments.
Yeah, let's read some of them.
With them saying, Al Davis gave second chances to guys who, had drug charges and whatnot. And you talk about some of these guys, like, I didn't know this, but Von Miller beat up his wife. And that, I'll say this. To me.
Yeah, it's worse. Or worse, I don't know.
What Ruggs did.
Worse than drugs, I meant. Not worse than killing somebody.
Someone lost their life, yes. But guys that abuse their wives or girlfriends, to me, I have no patience for that.
Yeah, I don't think that should ever be tolerated or let back in.
None. at all. I don't care if when it happened you were. I mean, I'm looking at like fucking what's his Richard Sherman. The last time I remember, he's trying to break down his fucking girlfriend or ex-wife's door, and then all of a sudden now he's on every Thursday night football thing. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because I get serving the time thing and having to make a living. And again, I want to say this after every time, because I don't want to dismiss the loss of Tina Tintor and her dog.
And thank you for bringing her. I didn't know her name. So
yeah, and unfortunately that was an accident. And if we're going by the legal system, yes, he served his time. So should he be able to make a living? I think yes. These other things, these aren't accidents. Beating your wife.
Yeah, you made the conscious decision.
These are conscious, ongoing decisions that you're choosing to do. And then it's almost being like, okay, we're going to allow it because you did it, and we're still going to disregard it and let you be a part of this. I think those are different.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed at some of these teams that choose to take some of these guys with those issues. I'm going, there's not a player out there that can do what he can do that doesn't have those fucking like really, like we need to
right.
We need to just look past the fact of what this guy's done and still have him play. And again, those are conscious decisions that when a man who beats his wife and a man who puts his hands on women, he's that way forever. He's not changing from that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no rehabilitation from that shit. Yeah, can they go in remission and can it lay low for a little while? But that's inside of them, and that's always going to be there. It's just like a pedophile. You can't change that type of shit, right? So when you look at something of a guy made a mistake one night and out of his character, well, you have to look at that. You do.
Yeah.
Okay. But these guys that are putting their hands on women or are again, look at fucking, I mean, think about what's his name? Darren Sharper. You know what I mean?
Wow. You
know, I guarantee you this.
Oh man.
Shit had come up before that they fucking
swept under the rug. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, let's look at fucking homeboy for the fucking Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
I mean,
which one? Okay. Yeah, you talking about Deshaun? Yeah. I was about to say Kellen Winslow Jr. Remember that dude? That dude.
So Kellen Winslow Jr. was a close friend of mine.
Oh, come on, man. Friend or not?
I met him at the Playboy All-American, preseason Playboy All-American back in 2003. I knew his wife. I knew his daughter. And what happened to him? I'm telling you guys, his brain's fucked up, just like Aaron Hernandez.
CTE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What he's it doesn't make any fucking
don't make no sense at all.
Can we? I want to be responsible with this topic. I really do, because we're all giving opinions. There's some opinions in the chat. We got into it, so I do want to address them if you guys don't mind. Angelo says Ruggs made the conscious decision to be dangerous and speeding while under the influence. I don't think that's an accident. I actually disagree. And I'm not by the way, I think this was terrible. I feel for the family, Tina Tintor, the whole situation. There's no excuse for it. However, when you're impaired, that's like the definition of not making a conscious decision. Yeah. So that I would say that's the only reason why I said physically abusing somebody, verbally abusing somebody, emotionally abusing somebody, that's usually ongoing. It's usually a cautious decision. Unfortunately, when you're impaired, that doesn't resonate. And just to get into the terms of it, the definition of conscious is having knowledge of something and being aware. and being awake and aware to one's surroundings. When you're on drugs or alcohol, you're not that. So I think that's what we mean by that. It was super terrible, but I think when somebody is in the right mind, or their mind, whether it's the right mind or not, but they're not impaired. If they're not impaired, I'll say that, and they're making the decision to abuse somebody, that's different than being in a state where you're under the influence of something. So that's kind of what I meant by that. Manslaughter is a bit different. There's no coming back for death. Of course, there's absolutely no coming back for death. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Again, however, at any age, no matter your career, to Stu's point, if you're serving your time under the law, you have to make some sort of living to be able to house and feed yourself. And I know we're looking at NFL as this glamorized occupation where they make a ton of money, and they maybe shouldn't be privileged to make that living. But if that is their profession, that's what they know.
I'm just going to say this, regardless of legal terms and consciousness and what consciousness is and under the influence and whatever, all I'm going to say is when you serve your time, you serve your time. And I think after that happens, you should be allowed to still have a life afterwards.
Yeah.
That's our system of law. That's America.
Yeah.
Whether you think that's wrong or right, that's what it is. And here's the thing. It's very easy for everybody to sit there and say and point their fingers, right?
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Remember this. We could all be in that situation.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
You would hope that once you served your time, people had some remorse for your life. Okay? Because if I remember the stats correctly, and I had these stats because I did a whole show when that whole Henry Ruggs thing came about. I want to say there are, and forgive me, I'm just in my head, I think 12 drunk driving deaths a day.
Jeez.
In America. I don't know around the world, in America. So again, I always think this, just be careful on being very critical of people. Yeah. Because you might be in that situation.
Yeah. And I just want to say, none of us, I don't think any of us are, I'm just reading the comments in Fast Fire. Nobody's advocating for the irresponsibility of drinking and driving. And really, you can call it what you want, manslaughter, murder, semantics. Nobody's advocating for that. I think Stu's point was, which he led me to agree with, which I didn't even agree with at the beginning of this conversation, was that somebody is allowed to make a living once they've served their time, because they have to be able to feed and clothe themselves, or house and feed themselves, I should say. I think
again, he's going to have, when he gets out, guys, he's going to have a rough time.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be very, as a convicted felon murderer.
And most would say you deserve a rough time, I think.
It's very hard for you to get work. Okay.
Yeah.
It's tough because as soon as anyone sees, nope, they're not even gonna fucking want to look at you. Okay. Right. So his life is it's not that if once he gets out, it's going to be all. Maybe he goes towards a new career. Maybe that's what it comes to. Jack Kenna says here, thank you again for the super chat, Jack Kenna. We appreciate you. Chandler Jones is cray. Why haven't the Raiders not called? Real quick, I'll be right back.
Okay, detrimental to the team. I see Mark Davis still wanting to help him. We'll get back to that because I want to get Stu's opinion on that once he gets back. So Jack, stick with us. We'll get back to that. And we'll read some of these other comments. We agree. I don't think anyone's disagreeing. Party at home, be smart when you're out. I think all of us are agreeing with that.
Yeah.
Gotta stay. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Ruggs learned nothing from Max Crosby's situation when he went out reckless. I don't know. I don't want to speculate on any of this stuff. We're really trying to be as careful with this conversation as possible because somebody did lose their life, and that somebody is Tina Tintor, and we want to respect that. I think we're really was it wrong? 100%. Should he have made better decisions? 100%. Did he have means to call an Uber or a Lyft or anything? 100%. Probably could have called the NFL, the Raiders, to get him a car. I mean, any which way. Top Golf is right next to a hotel. He probably could have stayed at a hotel. There were a ton of better decisions he could have made, for sure. I think the point was, does he get a chance to be a part of society when he served his time? And we got Stu back here. Thank you, Stu, for coming back. Tell me.
So Jack?
Yeah,
we wanted to get, but we were waiting for you to get back to that.
Yeah,
I want to say that to be honest with you, I have to get off here, but
yeah,
I would love to do a whole show just on topics like this. To be honest,
yeah,
love.
Yeah,
this is because here's the deal, right? I mean, how much can we talk about fucking football? You know what I mean?
Especially in the off season.
Yeah, these type of topics, I think, don't get talked about because of politically correct, and no one wants to offend somebody. But these are the conversations that I love to have. These type of conversations, because this is about shit that really matters.
Right. The well-being of people mentally.
Yes, absolutely. And to get people's opinions on this stuff is crucial, because there's people that are going to have personal experience with things, right? So it's different to be able to just from the outside and having no connection with anything and say, well, this is what I would, this and that. But when you talk to somebody who says, well, actually, I've been through this. And this is how it happened. And because I saw a comment here just now, right here, Robert Pena. He said, my friend did 15 years in prison for manslaughter, and he has completely changed his life around, but is still judged every day. Yeah. So, that's, and I have personal stories that I'd like to share. I just don't have time to do it now.
No, I would love to have another. I would love to go in depth on this as well.
Yeah. I mean, and I'll say, I mean, I'm a convicted felon. I am through legal issues that I've been a part of that I'd like to talk to and say the discrimination I've had because of that. And that's why I'm saying, once you serve your time and you do what you're supposed to do, and unfortunately, sometimes you get categorized all in one block of some type of legal issues. It's case.
You can't shake it.
It's tough. It's case by case, and I'd love to talk more.
Well, no, we appreciate that, because I know we all got a wrap here, but that gives a little insight of why you're coming from this angle.
Yeah,
and all of my stuff was involved with drinking. You know what I mean? So I've never had any. I've never put my hands on anybody. It's all been, MIPs and DUIs. So I do have. And there's no excuses for it, but the situations I was in, there wasn't Ubers and there wasn't limousine, there wasn't ways to get past it or whatever. And I've never had accidents or anything. It's all been, just, I was in a car with the motor running and I was over legal. So, but I would like to talk about that. Like I said, I do have to go now. But let's do a show where
let's do it
on mental health. Mental health issues. That'll be awesome.
And I think, real quickly before you go, Stu, I just want to add to the conversation. Once we do it, you and I talked about this a little bit. You brought it up on this show a little bit, but you and I had an extensive conversation about it after our last show and our private conversation about the women's point of view and what it's like to navigate as a woman. And I am like dying to have that conversation, to be honest.
Yes, because I've been around women that make it to a certain point by doing things not the professional way. Let's put it that way. So if you are a woman that can get through that and do it without succumbing to advancements and all the bullshit that these guys put women through, if you can do that and still make it, I
would say this more to that. My I guess angle would be really just more toxic masculinity.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, no, trust me. Like, it's tough for guys, to be honest with you. So I can only imagine being a woman putting up with that shit. Because for me, I can just say, "Hey, listen, motherfucker. Like, who the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, who in the fuck do you think you are? You know, saying that type of shit. I'll fuck you up. But you don't have that opportunity. You know what I mean? Like." And I'm not saying you're not tough, but I'm just saying, like,
I get it. Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, and I would love to go in depth with it. But I know you have to go. We all have to go. I'm going to stay on. I know these guys got to go. I'm going to stay on a little longer, maybe 10 or 15 minutes to address some of the comments here. Go ahead.
Again, thank you very much, Chris. Love you.
Spicy, too, man.
Love you. Let's think about that football. Well, I'm sure football will be related.
It goes in. It's part of it. Yeah.
And talk about some topics, because again, I love talking about that stuff. You know what I mean? Yep. So, all right, hey, thank you so much. I love you guys. Go Raiders. Thanks for everybody in the comments. Happy birthday to somebody. I saw somebody that has a birthday.
Robert.
Yeah. Cool, Kev. Good seeing you, buddy. Thank you, everyone, for the comments. Love you guys, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
All right, Stu. Thanks for being here, Chris. I know you got to go too, so I'll be here.
Before we leave though, I wanted just to shout out. So Jack Kenna, his super. So I did kind of want to address that and kind of talk about that.
All right, let me get back to it. The last one, the Chandler.
So I actually have the same question, because I always wonder, are we going to be able to get some of that money back for Chandler Jones? And I wish Stu was still on, because I was also wondering if we could even got some money back from what Ruggs did, and also what Damon Arnett did, because I know it was kind of talked about, but I don't know if it was if it's a whole process, or if Mark Davis didn't want to go get the money.
You're paying these guys and they made bonehead mistakes, and yeah. So I don't as from the league.
Right. So like when you start doing stuff like that, I think the team should be able to get the money back, especially Chandler Jones. I mean, he was out here accusing people of was it what was he saying? Oh, like somebody was like raping, underage girls or something.
It was wild. It was wild.
Yeah, it was something so crazy that's like, that's especially in today's day and age, like, you'll get canceled so quick, get your team taken away. Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, Jack, I just wanted to acknowledge that. So he said he sees Mark Davis still wanting to help him. And I think that's just the kind of guy Mark is. I think Mark, even with Ruggs, he never really turned his back on Ruggs. I'm sure he probably still gives him any support that he can. So I don't know. Guess time will tell to see if he's going to get the money back. Though.
Well, and Mark attended the funeral of Tina Tintor.
Yeah,
I don't know if most people know that, and
of course, yeah.
It's like, I put myself in Mark Davis's position, and the parents' position, and the family's position, because it's like, okay, I'm so torn on that. I'm going to put myself in the position of the family really quickly, and you're like, okay, we appreciate the respect of this owner. That's like showing his respect, but then I don't know. I think I would have a little resentment towards the Raiders and all, because then it's just like, if this team didn't come here, which everyone warned NFL sports teams in general about kind of coming here and wilding out, if you will, like with my daughter around, and I know we can go on to everything, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I lean more towards a loss of a family.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is it could happen anywhere. It can happen, sure. And plus, again, shout out and thoughts to the family. But you know, it's not like he was out, you know, partying, taking shots with the homeboys. You know, like he was like on a date
was.
with his he
was.
was on a date with his wife or his girlfriend at Top Golf. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, it's not like he was just out being like stupid. I mean, because everything that we've heard about Henry Ruggs coming out of college is he's a good kid, stays out of trouble. He's never been in trouble before. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because I'm kind of like Stu. I've had DUIs and stuff, and I could have easily probably been in that same situation. So I understand, and it's not acceptable. But you know, I think for people to try to act like, you know, that's truly his character. I mean, they almost try to demonize him for, you know, something like that. A lot of us have driven a car when we shouldn't have, you know.
Sure.
So sure. I don't know. I just don't judge as quickly on that, but it was a terrible situation.
Yeah. Jack Kenneth says I'm torn. All right. Well, I'm going to read. I know, Chris, you got to run. We're going to let you run. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to read through some of these comments. Before you go, Chris, remember, if you haven't already, light that torch, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to both channels. If you're watching on my channel, pop over to Chris's. Make sure to subscribe to his. If you're watching on his channel, please pop over to mine and subscribe to mine. And if you haven't subscribed to Stu's, please make sure you subscribe to Stu's channel as well. All right, Chris, good night. Thanks for joining us.
All right, you guys have a good one. Thanks, Spice.
All right, for sure. Then I'm just going to read through some of these just because I know there's a lot of comments here and we want to get through them. And I want to make sure I don't ignore anything because we are talking about sensitive subjects here. We've moved kind of beyond the shield, if you will. And yeah, we're torn. We're all torn. And I think instead of speaking about the subject overall, we want to, and we might lose Chris's broadcast here. So if we lose Chris's broadcast, hop over to For Life, our Raiders story, to finish the rest of this conversation. And we'll finish it up over here because I think he just bounced off. But yeah, we want to go through this. All eyes on G says Chandler said his baby mama got a better relationship with the Raiders than he does. I mean, listen, I think I would hope men would really want their baby mama to have a good relationship with not only themselves, but with employers and everything, and everyone as well. I'm going back here a little bit, so I'm not sure. He made some wild accusations. I'm not sure. I think you're talking about Chandler Jones. Yeah, and I think that goes to what Stu said with needing a little bit more guidance and things of that nature to be able to guide these people. And I think I nominated a few people, 2 people that Stu said, yeah, that would work as well, which was Marshawn Lynch and Charles Woodson here. Angelo says, protect the shield. A mental health conversation with Stu will be another 5-hour podcast. You ready? I think we are ready. I'm down for it. I'm glad Stu brought it up. I want to bring it up. I want to talk about it. Like I said, with other things, mental health, how really toxic masculinity is a big one for me that I want to talk about. And I'm glad Stu mentioned it to want to discuss it. Let's see, Rick, I believe they are in mediation on the Chandler Jones legal team. All right, fair enough. Someone says Chandler is one lawsuit away from returning his money. Salute, Stu. Stu's already, he appreciates you. Much respect, brother. We have a lot of respect for him too. Next time, call in and chat with him. He wants callers. He loves talking to you guys. He loves talking to his fans. I don't know if you saw this earlier, but he had mentioned, or I had mentioned that some people had called into the hotline after the fact, watching a replay, and I forwarded the message to Stu, and he went ahead and called them. That's the kind of guy he is. He's a man of the people. He's a man of the people. Kenna blew all his beer money on them super all his beer, $10? Come on. You got more than that. Jack says, at Stu, let's run it back. to when you first started and we would do lives. Or maybe you're on with him. I don't know about that, but that's awesome. Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Robert Pena. Wishing you a happy birthday. Big Heck says, who else is going to the draft? Anyone going out to the draft? Stu, sounds like Stu's going to be out there, so make sure to hit him up. Rick, I'm hoping Ruggs gets a second chance at helping the community and himself. Yeah, we hope so too. Obviously, we hope he comes out of this and he's, I mean, isn't that what the legal system is supposed to be about, is rehabilitation? So yeah, hopefully he comes out a better person. Danielle, thank you. I appreciate the topic and the engaging discussion. Thank you. We appreciate it too. You know, these kind of topics can be not only very controversial, but they can turn people off too, because we are here talking about football and things of that nature. But, you know, some of this stuff is intertwined. So we appreciate the fact that you're appreciating the conversation. Thank you, Ana Diaz, for your membership. And she says, agree with Rick. This is a great show. Well, Rick, if you said that, thank you so much. Old school, the real-ish 100. Again, happy birthday to Robert Pena. Happy birthday. When was it? Is it today or tomorrow? Well, happy birthday either way. A lot of people have to drive. I think he probably says a lot of people have driven with a couple beers in them. Robert Pena, yes, happy 54. Rick says, with NFL players having all the options not to drink and drive, that is mind-blowing. I would agree. I mean, that's a solid point. I mean, you know, you think Ubers, taxis, and all that stuff, they could be a little pricey, but if you're making a good amount of money, or even if you're not, I guess, you know, $40-$50 to get to where you got to go. What are we else here? Of course. Yes. Happy birthday always and forever. Salutes to many more, my friend. Cheers to you. Cheers to your birthday. When is your birthday, by the way? Did you tell us? Because my birthday is actually this Sunday, February 4th. I don't know if we have the same birthday. Maybe he said tomorrow. I'm not sure. Tony says, couldn't have had the conversation with any other podcast. Love the Spicy Shield show. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We appreciate the fact that you respect our opinions. We can give our opinions. We hear your opinions. I think everyone's opinion's valid here. We might not agree with each other, but we can hear each other out and maybe even change some minds. February 1st. Okay. Depending on where you are, it might already be your birthday. Where are you located? It's 9 o'clock here on the West Coast. If you're on the East Coast, it could be your birthday already. What kind of wine are you drinking? Rick, you already know. We got that Intercept, the Seawood. It's a Wine Down Wednesday. It's Woodson Whiskey Wednesday. You know how we do. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Yes. By the way, if anyone's going to be in Vegas this weekend, I'll be in Vegas this weekend celebrating my birthday. Come hang out with us. Us. I guess I'm speaking like I'm a multiple person now. I don't know who us is. Come hang out with us. Oh, that's funny. What else we got? Woodson Risky red wine. Yep. Cabernet is my fave. Got to get that Cabernet. Happy early birthday to you as well. Thank you so much. Again, remember, light that torch, hit that like button. Well, I'm going to get out of here pretty soon because we have been on for a few hours, and I'm going to follow up on that Stu chat that he wanted to do. I just wanted to make sure since we were talking about a very sensitive topic, I wanted to make sure we at least got through all of the comments. I'm going to read through a little bit more here. So stick with me. And if you have any new comments or if I missed one and if you want to put it back in there, please do. Like I said, this is just a super sensitive topic. And I want to make sure to show it the respect it deserves because we want to hear everyone's opinion and we want to show respect to all families involved in the topics that we're discussing here. Travis says he can make a living, but no NFL team is obligated to hire him. He's likely going to have to take a really ishy job like a mover or something like that. I mean, I don't want to knock anyone's profession if that's what they do. But yeah, whatever it is, you know, he definitely has to make sort of I think he has we're talking about Henry Ruggs still here. He has a small child, probably 2 to 4 in that range or something like that. So yeah, he's got to support his family. Travis also goes on to say, I'm not judging him. I'm just not making excuses for him either. I think we're kind of in that same boat here. I can't imagine the pain he's in. I would like to add to that, this is not part of his comment, or the pain the family is in who lost their loved ones. He knows who is to blame. There's nothing wrong with us acknowledging it. Oh, so Evil says, I agree with Stu about serving your debt to society. I just don't think a team would want the PR nightmare that comes with giving Ruggs a chance. And I think that's what, I don't think that is what Chris said as well. So, and I think that's an employer's, well, especially in the NFL, that's kind of their right to do. But then Stu went on to say they do allow domestic abusers and that nature. So where do you draw the line? And we'll go on to talk about that. Ana Diaz said, I remember when JJ crashed his car. Thank goodness no one else was injured. It happened not too long after Ruggs' incident. Yeah, I remember that too. I think it's a totally different situation, and JJ's case was dismissed. Nothing came of that. I don't know the details. I don't want to pretend like I know the details, but 2 very different situations, and one had to pay time for that, serve time, I should say, and one was dismissed, to my knowledge. So I just want to keep that in mind. You know, with these allegations and all these types of things, this is a very candid part of the show. This wasn't anything we could have prepped for. So I just want to be very careful with my words and what we're saying. And everything's alleged here. I don't know the facts on any of these things, and I just want to make that perfectly clear. Jack Kenneth says salary cap relief to the Raiders is calling him detrimental to the team. All right, so we're circling a little bit back to some football talk. Let's see here. Henry was just a young kid who made bad decisions. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent, and the choices you make will shape your life forever. Great quote from a great movie, A Bronx Tale. Okay. I have to think about this one a little bit. The saddest thing in life is a wasted talent. So I get the point of that. And that is a sad thing in life, is someone who wastes their talents. But I think when we're talking about somebody losing their daughter, a loved one, a family member, I think that's probably not the saddest thing is a wasted talent. I think the saddest thing is probably for them the waste of their daughter's life. So that's a tricky situation even to comment on. And maybe I didn't mean it that way. Again, we're trying to be, I'm not typically politically correct when it comes to politics, if you will. But when we're talking about a loss of someone's life, I really want to be careful about the types of the verbiage we're using. And that's not taking anything away from your comment or what you might have meant by that. But if I'm reading this as a family member who lost somebody, I'm not thinking the saddest thing in life was a talent wasted. I'm thinking the saddest thing in life is a life wasted. That's my opinion. But I hear you. And then we go back into the consciousness and semantics. He was aware, he was awake, he got behind the car. Right. And it, again, I hear you. But again, being impaired and being cautious, making conscious decisions are really combative statements. Not making excuses, but you're not really conscious making these types of decisions. Not right, not justifying it, just saying. He drove to Top Golf intending to drink. He had resources, correct. He knew about them, correct. I'm sure he did. And it was this word, we're getting stuck on these words here. I get you guys. I just want to pay respect to the situation and to everyone's comments. And I think we've gotten through them. I thank you all for your comments. I thank you all for watching. I did want to go through them because I didn't want any of them to get unnoticed. We had a couple more in here. Total change of subject there, Wes Craven. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching our shorts or our B-roll or whatever you're watching there. Tony, great show. Thank you so much. Go Raiders. Our future is bright. Anna says it's important to address it. Many keep it quiet. Yeah, I think it's a good, healthy conversation. Mother Moon says NFL might want to consider to have a car on standby for any potential situations, and maybe they do. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm sure there's access to some of these things. But yeah, man, call an Uber. At the end of the day, call an Uber, right? And if Rick says NFL has a system set up already, players, etc., can call the number. They will pick you up, and your car will take you where you stay. I've heard that as well. And you know, I'm sure in this man's mind, he thought that's not as fun as driving my Corvette fast home, and it was a bad decision. I hope that's true though, because that's a great perk there. That's a great benefit for sure. I don't know what this means. There are a lot of things that are more sad. I don't know. I feel like losing a daughter ranks right up there, if that's what you're referring to. Again, I don't know. Just trying to get through these here. But we appreciate all of you. We appreciate everybody watching. Again, light that torch, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I know we went a little extra longer here, but I wanted to make sure to address these comments due to the conversation. And all right, Raider Nation, give it to me. You already know how we do. Because we go out one way and only one way. Raider! All right, everyone. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.